Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about scholarship opportunities in Estonian universities. I'm actually going to be talking about 5 different types of scholarship or tuition waiver opportunities that you can enjoy during your study period. Some of these scholarships you can get them at the start of your academic journey, and some of them you can get them during the time you are in the university. Now let's get started. The first scholarship I'm going to talk about is what is called tuition waiver. Now if you check the link that I gave in my previous videos, that is the application portal, you will find out that depending on the course that you are applying to, you have the opportunity to enjoy a tuition waiver if you fall within the number of the available tuition waiver. For example, let's assume that the department you are trying to apply to is trying to accommodate up to 20 students. Now this department might have a scholarship or tuition waiver available for 8 or 10 out of the 20 study place that they have. It's usually like that, but the exact number of the tuition waiver that is available for each department is usually written in that information section on this application portal that I mentioned. When you go to the information section after you have chosen the course you want to study, go to the information section where they wrote tuition and tuition waiver. So they will give the number of the available tuition waiver there. Now this is how they used to determine who to give the tuition waiver. Remember that when I was talking about the documents that is needed, I mentioned the fact that there are some of those documents like motivation letter and your academic result, that is how excellent your academic result is. So they will look at all those documents, then they will give you a percentage or they will assign some kind of points on it. I'm going to be citing an example from the department that I graduated from. In my own department, we have 15 tuition places available, which means that there are only slots for 50 students to study in my department. Out of the 15 students, tuition waiver is available for 8 students. Now how are they going to choose the 8 students that they are going to give the tuition waiver to? Remember, in our previous videos we talked about different documents that are needed, and all these documents have their own points depending on your performance in those previous academic. For example, if you are studying a master's degree, maybe you have a first class, you have a 2-1, or you have a 2-2. Yeah, each of these classes of degree have their own points. Then your motivation letter also has its own point. But in fact, those 2 documents usually have the highest points when it comes to grading. Your points in each document that you submitted is going to determine whether you are going to get a tuition waiver or not. So what the school will do is to grade all your documents. Then the student with the highest point is going to be the first to get the tuition waiver. up until the 8th position. So the first 8 best points will get the tuition waiver. Then the remaining 7 have to pay for their tuition. Now there is something again that could happen. In my own case, I was actually given a tuition based study, but when the student that is in front of you, let's say for example the student in the 8th position now cancelled his own study place, that no, I'm not coming to the school again, then the person in the 9th position will shift to the 8th position. That is how it's going to be. So the person in the next 9th position will shift to the 8th position, and the tuition waiver will still be applicable to the person. So that is how they do the tuition waiver. You can read more about it either on the school website or on the application portal that I have talked about in my previous videos. Then the second one I'm going to be talking about is called Laplace Scholarship. Now, this Laplace Scholarship is being sponsored by Ahmed Foundation. There are different types. The first type is short term, and the second one is long term. So what I'm trying to say is that it can be either short term or long term. But one thing about the Laplace Scholarship is that the long term Laplace Scholarship is being given to students at the start of their academic period, which means that you don't need to apply for it. All right, you don't need to apply for it, but when you submit your document, when the academic the people that are vetting the academic results realize that you have an excellent academic points, then automatically you are going to be given the Laplace Scholarship. I think that the last time I had, it was around 350 euros per month. But there is one obligation you have to fulfill when you are enjoying the Laplace Scholarship. They expect you first to do the required number of ECTS. The ECTS, they used to call it credit unit in Nigerian university. So there is a required ECTS that you must do in a semester in order to continue enjoying the Laplace Scholarship. And again, for the fact that they gave you the scholarship based on the fact that you are an excellent student while you were submitting your documents, so they expect you to keep that excellence or excellent result, to keep it up. So if you are lacking in your performance during your study, they might cancel the Laplace Scholarship. So you have to be vigilant about that. Then the third one I'm going to be talking about is called achievement stipend. So achievement stipend is being given after you see the result of your first semester. So let's assume you are 15 students in the class. The first 2 students usually used to get the achievement stipend, or the best students will get the achievement stipend. This stipend is usually up to around 100 to 150 euros per month. And now, just like the Laplace Scholarship, if you want to maintain the collection of this stipend, you have to maintain an excellent result that you started with in the first semester. All right, so it is being given after your first semester. Now the fourth scholarship opportunity is called Erasmus Mundus Scholarship. Now this Erasmus Mundus Scholarship is one of the most popular scholarships for students studying in Europe. It is actually an European scholarship. Now, the scholarship is being given to students who are interested in going to another school during their study period to complete either a semester, or students who are going to their traineeship, or what you call internship. So me, for example, I enjoyed both, because after my first year in the university, my third semester, I went to do my third semester at Spain. And because my course of study required that I do at least 2 months internship, then I went to Spain to do my internship for 3 months. It can be more, but it can be less than 2 months for my own department. Each department have the number of months they will want you to do internship, and some departments don't need you to do internship, because for the ones that require you to do internship, in most cases it's going to be a compulsory internship. Some might be voluntary, but it is usually a compulsory one. Then you are going to get the Erasmus funding scholarship to travel to wherever you want to go to. Now, the amount they are going to pay you per month is going to depend on how far that European country is. It is only applicable to when you are going to another European country to do your internship or to do your study exchange. They call it study exchange, which means that you can only go for study exchange. I talk about internship. Yeah, that is when you are going to work in another country as it is required by the course of study that you are doing. Okay, then the second one is for you to go to another university in another country to go and complete a semester or 2 semesters, depending on how your department and your school allow you, or how long they allow you to stay at a foreign university to continue your study. So it is not as if you are going to stop your study here in Estonia, but you are going to continue your study in another European country, which means that instead of you doing your semester in Estonia, then you can go and do some semesters in another university in another country. But the courses you are going to do in those schools must be relevant to the course of study that you are doing in Estonia, because at the end of your study exchange, then you are going to transfer your credits back to your school, and then you are going to be graded, and it will be added up to your the result that you have before. The last scholarship that I'm going to talk about is what I titled Scholarship Opportunities for Studying in Other Universities Across the Globe. Yes, there are some other scholarships that you can enjoy as a student studying in Estonia if you decide to go abroad to study more, as in based on your studentship in Estonia. It's possible for you to get some other scholarships in that place wherever you go. So yeah, but most of these scholarships, you are going to know about them when you come to the school, if you are eventually given an admission. So that is all I've got. Majorly the reason why I did this video is just to inform you that it is possible for you to have some scholarship opportunities, so that you prepare your mind about it, and so that you have the knowledge. Because a lot of people in my DM were asking me if there is possible for them to have a scholarship opportunity, or maybe tuition waiver, or whatever is available for students to enjoy. So that was why I said, okay, let me put up this video so that I can educate you on the opportunities that you have as a student in Estonia. So thank you so much for watching my video, and as usual, I will say that if you like the content that you are listening to, please don't just watch, click subscribe button. I think all what you need to do is just a click away. Just click subscribe. If you want to be notified about my videos anytime I post new stuffs, then you can click the notification bell. Also, I want you to help in making the YouTube channel active by dropping your comments in the comment section, so that I can answer your questions right there and then in the comment section. So thank you so much, and I believe that this journey is going to be a positive one. All right, I will say bye for now. See you next week.